Chosen one, lean in. This message isn't for the crowd. It isn't for the casual listener scrolling through noise. It's for you, the one who has carried the weight of unseen battles, the one who has walked through fire and still kept your soul intact. You've felt it, the pressure, the opposition, the strange resistance that rose up against you when you dared to step into your calling. Weapons were formed, words were sharpened like arrows, plots were whispered in secret rooms, energy was directed toward your downfall. And yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still chosen. The reason you are here is no accident. You've been divinely drawn into this very moment to hear the truth. The weapon failed because God blocked it. You might not even know the full extent of what was sent against you. Some of it was obvious betrayal, jealousy, schemes that came from people you thought you could trust. But some of it was invisible spiritual warfare that tried to creep into your dreams, sudden waves of despair that weren't yours to carry, attacks on your health, on your peace, on your very sense of identity. But what you must understand right now is this: they did not fail because you were strong enough in yourself. They failed because heaven put a shield around you. They failed because the author of your destiny said, "Not this one, not today, not ever. End safe." This is the message you need to carry deep in your spirit. No matter what was formed, it could not prosper. No matter how carefully they crafted it, it shattered before it reached you. No matter how certain they were of your collapse, God turned their certainty into confusion. Chosen one, you are rarer than you realize. You are marked, sealed, and set apart. And when you are chosen, you are not left defenseless. You carry an unseen protection that makes hell tremble and makes plots dissolve before they unfold. But here's the part you need to hear. What you've just come through was not the end. It was the proof. The failed weapon was heaven's confirmation that you are entering a new dimension of destiny. That's why it was sent in the first place. Because the enemy saw what you were about to step into and tried desperately to stop it. The attack was the evidence. The failure of the attack is the sign. And the blessing that comes next is the promise. Stay close, because what I'm about to reveal in the next moments will shift the way you see your life forever. You need to know this truth. It wasn't random. The shield that rose around you didn't appear out of thin air. It came from the source. It came from the hand of the one who saw the danger long before you felt its shadow. It came from the God who knows the end before the beginning, who counts every step you take, who numbers even the hairs on your head. That is why you survived. That is why the strike never landed. Because before they aimed it, heaven had already disarmed it. Think about that. You didn't just escape by luck or chance. No, what happened was destiny in motion. You are walking inside a script that was written before you even entered this world. And in that script, there are certain outcomes that cannot be altered, no matter who tries. One of those outcomes is your survival. Another is your rising. Every attempt against you had to pass through divine clearance. And when it was weighed, it was denied. God himself said, "This far and no further." And when he speaks, creation obeys. This is why your spirit feels the weight of something bigger unfolding. It's why you sense that your life is not ordinary, that your battles are not normal, because they aren't. You are entangled in a story that stretches beyond this moment. You're part of a plan that carries eternal weight. And here's what the Spirit wants you to know. The very same God who blocked the weapon has also sealed your path with favor. He didn't just stop the attack, he redirected the energy of it. What was meant to wound you is now a wind that will push you forward. What was designed to crush you will now be the evidence of your elevation. You can feel it, can't you? That strange sense that the tables are turning, that the whispers against you are about to be drowned out by testimonies for you, that the very mouths that spoke curses will be forced to acknowledge the blessing that follows you. This is no illusion. This is the signature of God on your life. And yet there is more. The message isn't just about what was blocked. It's about why it was blocked. If you lean in, if you listen carefully, you will recognize that this was not just protection, it was preparation. A setup for what comes next. Because soon, the curtain will lift, the revelation will break open, and what you thought was just survival will be revealed as positioning. You were kept, not just so you could live another day, but so you could step into the day that changes everything. The same divine hand that shielded you is about to guide you into a territory you've never walked before. And when you get there, you'll see it clearly. Every weapon that failed was a prophecy in disguise. Proof that God Himself is committed to your story. So hold this truth close. What has been blocked by heaven was blocked for a reason, and that reason is about to unfold. It's time to speak plainly. What you've just come through was not merely an attack. It was a prophetic signpost. The failed weapon was not the end of a battle. It was the unveiling of what comes next. Here's the truth. When the adversary launches something against you, it is almost always because he sees what you do not yet see. He catches a glimpse of the door about to open. He senses the vibration of blessing preparing to fall on your life. He detects the shift before you feel it. That's why the strike came, and that's why the strike failed. Because what he was trying to block is bigger than him. The prophecy is this: you are stepping into a season of undeniable acceleration, where things that were once delayed will suddenly move forward with divine momentum. Where prayers you thought had vanished into silence will resurface as answered realities. Where doors that stayed locked for years will swing open, not by your effort, but by God's decree. And make no mistake, this isn't ordinary progress. This isn't small gains. What is coming has the weight of destiny on it. It carries the sound of fulfillment. It bears the mark of heaven's timing. Picture this: you standing at the threshold of a new chapter, and behind you, the shattered remains of every attempt that tried to stop you. Ahead of you, light breaking through, as if the entire sky is opening just for you. That is where you are right now, on the edge of what was prophesied, about to step into what was promised. But let me show you something deeper. The prophecy is not only about blessing, it is about exposure. The failed weapon has already revealed the truth of who was for you and who was against you. The false masks have slipped, the hidden intentions have surfaced. The ones who smiled in your face but whispered in shadows have already exposed themselves by the way they moved when the pressure came. That too was part of the prophecy. Because before you enter the next season, you needed clarity. You needed to see who was really carrying love for you and who was carrying daggers. And God, in His mercy, let the attempted strike reveal what words could not. Now you know, now you see, and now you can move forward without the weight of deception. There's another layer. The prophecy is also about identity. This moment is heaven's way of reminding you that you are not fragile, you are not forgotten, and you are not forsaken. If the attack had prospered, you might have questioned your worth, but since it failed, it has become evidence that you are covered, chosen, and necessary for what's unfolding in the world. And what is unfolding is bigger than your personal story. Your survival is not just for you. It is for the people connected to you, for the generations that will come after you, for the testimonies that will be spoken because you lived, endured, and overcame. The prophecy says this: what was aimed at you has now become a megaphone declaring your resilience. What was designed to break you has turned into the stage where your calling will be revealed. What they meant for evil, God has already flipped for good. Do you feel it? That strange stirring inside you? That's the echo of prophecy, vibrating in your bones, whispering to your spirit. You made it because you must make it. You were kept because you must be revealed. You were blocked from destruction because your destiny cannot be canceled. So take a deep breath. Let it sink in. This is not the end. This is not the middle. This is the unveiling of the next chapter, the one they tried to erase. But God Himself wrote in permanent ink. The prophecy has been spoken. Now it is beginning to manifest. Think about this. Nothing in your life has been random. Every trial, every delay, every sudden shift of direction, it has all been part of a spiritual architecture, far greater than you could imagine. And the failed weapon? That wasn't just protection. That was a revelation, wrapped in disguise. To see its meaning, you have to step back from the noise and view it through heaven's perspective. Weapons form because destiny is stirring. Attacks rise because purpose is awakening. Storms gather because the enemy senses rain is coming to your fields. This is the divine paradox. Opposition is confirmation. The greater the pressure, the clearer the prophecy. The sharper the attack, the nearer the breakthrough. So when you wonder why it feels like all of hell had your name on its lips, it's because heaven already had your future secured in its hands. Now let's talk about symbols. The weapon, whether it came as betrayal, sickness, financial loss, or emotional attack is a symbol of the storm, and storms in Scripture always carried meaning. Noah's flood was not just about rain, it was about cleansing and new beginnings. The Red Sea was not just water, it was the place where an entire army drowned, while God's people walked through on dry land. Your storm, your weapon, carried the same weight. It wasn't simply pain, it was the theater where heaven displayed its power. The fact that you endured it without being destroyed is proof that a greater force was surrounding you. Here's the spiritual depth. God allowed the weapon to be formed, but not to prosper. Why? To remind you that your story is not under human control. If every path were smooth, you might think your destiny depended on favorable circumstances. But when opposition rises and fails, you see it clearly. Your life is in divine hands. Consider light and darkness. Light shines brightest when the night is deepest. The failed attack is like a lamp in the midnight hour. It exposes how much power God holds, even when all seems against you. It tells you that darkness cannot cancel light. It can only make it more visible. Or consider seasons. You've been in winter before, where it seemed barren, where nothing was growing. And yet, beneath the soil, roots were strengthening. When spring came, fruit emerged not because the soil was perfect, but because the cycle was designed that way. The failed weapon is winter, giving way to spring. The cold did not kill you. It prepared you for bloom and journeys. Every great traveler faces obstacles along the path. The mountain, the river, the desert, they aren't punishments. They are part of the map. Without them, the journey would lack the depth to shape the traveler. You've been shaped by your journey, and the blocked strike is evidence that the map still leads forward. Now pause and look inward. Haven't you felt it? That uncanny strength rising in you? That sense that what used to break you doesn't anymore? That's transformation. That's faith being refined in fire. Because weapons, even when they fail, still press you to grow. They push you closer to God. They strip away illusions and force you into the raw truth. Without Him, you cannot stand, but with Him, you cannot fall. Here's the deeper meaning. The failed attack wasn't about your enemy at all. It was about your training. It was about your faith becoming unshakable, your vision becoming clear, your discernment becoming razor sharp. It was about you stepping out of survival mode and into authority. Because chosen vessels don't just survive, they command atmospheres. They don't just endure storms, they learn to speak to them. They don't just outlast weapons, they rise above them, carrying scars that shine like medals of victory. And in all of this, divine timing is the hidden thread. The weapon didn't fail by coincidence. It failed because it struck at a moment God had already sealed. Heaven's clock does not miss, and when the hour for your rising struck, no force in hell could delay it. This is the meaning you must hold close. The failed weapon is a signpost pointing forward, not backward. It's not only a story of what didn't happen, it's a prophecy of what must happen. You were preserved because destiny demands your presence in the chapters ahead. So take heart. Every storm, every door, every shadow, every delay, they all lead here, to this moment of realization. You are not defined by the attacks that tried to stop you. You are defined by the grace that blocked them. And that grace is not finished yet. Now comes the part that makes this real for you. Because it's one thing to hear about divine protection, in theory. It's another to recognize the fingerprints of God in your daily life. The failed weapon wasn't just a moment in the unseen. It left traces, confirmations, evidence that you can feel, see, and experience even now. Pay attention, because these signs are already surrounding you. The first sign is an unexplainable peace after chaos. There was a storm, yes. There was confusion, tension, maybe even fear, but once the moment passed, you noticed a stillness. A calm you couldn't manufacture. That's no accident. That's the residue of God's shield, the peace that surpasses understanding. The second sign is relationships shifting suddenly. People who once had constant access to you began to pull away, or you felt an inner urge to create distance. Some connections simply dissolved without explanation. This is not rejection, it's redirection. The failed attack exposed who could not walk with you into the next season. The third sign is doors closing at the same time new ones crack open. Maybe a job opportunity fell through. Maybe a long-awaited plan collapsed. And yet, in the same breath, another possibility emerged, something you didn't even expect. That's a sign. What was blocked was never meant to hold you. What is opening is divinely timed. The fourth sign is your discernment sharpening. Have you noticed lately that you can sense people's intentions faster? That your spirit warns you before your mind catches up? This clarity is confirmation. When a weapon fails, God often gifts you with the vision to see where the next one might be aimed. Not so you can live in fear, but so you can walk with wisdom. The fifth sign is strange favor in small things. It might be little details lining up, meeting the right person by chance, receiving unexpected help, hearing a word that confirms what you already felt in your heart. These are not coincidences. They are divine winks, heaven's way of saying, yes, I am with you. Yes, you are on the right path. And finally, the sixth sign, your own spirit feels lighter. Even after battle, there is a lifting. You can't explain why, but something inside you knows the worst is behind you. You feel hope returning, strength rebuilding, vision expanding. That is not just you healing, that is God reclothing you in joy after warfare. Do any of these resonate with you? That's because they're already active. You're not just hearing about prophecy, you are living inside of it. And here's the beautiful truth. Signs are not the destination. They are mile markers. They let you know you're on the right road, even if the full picture isn't clear yet. And the more you notice them, the more confidence you gain that the same God who blocked the strike is guiding your every step. So don't dismiss these confirmations. Write them down. Remember them, because when doubt comes, and it will, you'll need to recall these signs as anchors, proof that you are not imagining things, proof that heaven really did interfere on your behalf. This is how you'll know you're not just surviving, you're moving toward fulfillment. Let's be honest, every prophecy carries a weight. Every promise attracts resistance. And though the weapon failed, it doesn't mean the path ahead will be without pressure. What lies before you is not punishment, it is preparation. There are hidden challenges that will arise, and if you don't recognize them, you might mistake them for abandonment. But in truth, they are tests designed to fortify you. One challenge you'll face is the silence of God. After the drama of an attack and the relief of victory, there will be moments where heaven seems quiet. Prayers may feel like they echo without response. In those silences, you must remember, God's absence is never abandonment. Silence is the forge where trust is purified. It is in those spaces that faith matures. Another challenge is the weight of waiting. The failed strike means you've been preserved for promise, but the manifestation doesn't always arrive overnight. Waiting can feel heavier than warfare. The enemy will whisper, "Did God really say? Did anything actually change?" But this waiting is not delay. It is alignment. Pieces are moving in realms you cannot see, and the fullness will come at the exact moment it must. A third challenge is the sting of misunderstanding. Not everyone will comprehend the grace that surrounds you. Some will belittle it. Others will envy it. Some will call it coincidence, while others might even mock your faith. But don't let their blindness blind you. What is happening in your life doesn't require their approval. It requires your endurance. The fourth challenge is inner doubt. After surviving so much, you may still find yourself asking, "Why me? Am I truly chosen? Can I really carry this?" That doubt will creep in precisely when you're closest to breakthrough. Recognize it, name it, and replace it with truth. If God blocked the weapon, He believes in the destiny you're carrying, even when you waver. And finally, the hidden challenge of fatigue. The spirit is willing, but the flesh gets tired. Attacks drain energy. Waiting tests patience. Even victories can leave you weary. This is why you must learn the rhythm of rest. Rest is not weakness, it's part of warfare. Even soldiers pause between battles to regain strength. Listen carefully. These challenges are not designed to destroy you. They are the proving ground that will shape you into someone who cannot be shaken by storms. They are the fires that refine gold, the pressure that forms diamonds, the pruning that makes a tree bear more fruit. Do not curse them, recognize them, and endure them knowing this. If God allowed these hidden trials, it's because He has already given you the strength to overcome them. The failed weapon was proof of protection. The hidden challenges are proof of preparation. And together, they are the scaffolding for what's about to be built in your life. You've heard the prophecy, you've seen the signs, you've endured the challenges, but now comes the part where you must decide how to walk forward, because prophecy alone doesn't carry you, obedience does. Destiny is not just about what God promises. It's about how you align yourself to receive it. So listen closely, because these instructions are not casual suggestions. They are sacred steps. The first instruction: guard your atmosphere. Not every voice deserves access to your spirit. Not every opinion should weigh on your heart. From this point forward, you must become intentional about what you allow into your space, what you watch, what you listen to, who you surround yourself with. Your atmosphere is the soil where your destiny grows. Protect it like a garden. If weeds appear, voices of doubt, environments of compromise, pull them out immediately. The second instruction: strengthen your prayer life. Prayer is not empty ritual. It is alignment. It is the way heaven downloads strategy to your spirit. When God blocked the weapon, it wasn't only to protect you, it was to invite you into deeper communion. You don't need longer prayers filled with endless words. You need honest prayers filled with surrendered heart. Learn to sit in stillness. Learn to listen as much as you speak. In that place, you will receive direction no human could give you. The third instruction: speak what God has spoken. Your words have power. Too often, you've used your tongue to rehearse fear, to echo doubt, to repeat the pain of the past. But now, you must reverse that pattern. Begin to declare life. Prophesy your future aloud. Say, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." Say, "I am the head and not the tail." Say, "I will live and not die," to declare the works of the Lord. What you speak consistently will align your atmosphere with heaven's decree. The fourth instruction: honor your body and mind. You cannot carry divine destiny while neglecting the vessel that holds it. Rest when you need rest. Feed your spirit with wisdom. Feed your body with care. Discipline your mind. Refuse to let anxiety run rampant. When you train your body and mind, you are declaring that you are ready to handle the weight of blessing that is coming. The fifth instruction: release what no longer serves you. This one is difficult, but vital. There are relationships, habits, even thought patterns that belong to the old season but cannot enter the new one. If you hold on to them, they will weigh you down. Ask yourself, does this connection feed my destiny, or does it drain me? If it drains you, let it go with peace. You are not abandoning people. You are obeying purpose. The sixth instruction: walk boldly in small steps. Many people wait for the big moment before moving, but destiny unfolds through obedience in the small. Apply for that opportunity. Start writing that vision. Make the phone call. Sow the seed. Each small act of faith becomes a brick laid on the road to the greater promise. Don't despise the day of small beginnings. God often hides the greatest breakthroughs inside the smallest steps. And the seventh instruction: stay expectant, not entitled. Expectation keeps your spirit awake. Entitlement closes it off. Walk as if you know God will show up, but remain humble enough to let Him decide how and when. Say daily, "Lord, I am ready for your will, not just my will." In that posture, you remain open to blessings you could never have imagined. These instructions are not about striving. They are about aligning. They are not meant to fill you with fear, but to fill you with clarity. Each one is a key, and when keys are used, doors must open. So take them seriously, write them down, live them out, because the shield that blocked the weapon was grace, but the steps that carry you into fulfillment will require obedience. Remember, protection was God's gift. Preparation is your responsibility. Walk in it, and the promise cannot fail. You've heard the instructions, and perhaps a part of you wonders, can I really do this? Can I really walk this path without faltering? Listen closely. You are not walking alone. The same God who blocked the weapon is the same God who will shield you as you step forward. His protection is not a one-time act. It is a continuous covering. Picture this: an invisible fortress surrounding you, not made of brick or stone, but of divine light. Wherever you walk, that light goes before you. It covers you behind. It hovers over you. It undergirds you. You may not always see it, but the unseen world recognizes it. That's why certain people pulled away without explanation. They could no longer touch what heaven had already claimed. This is your assurance. You are untouchable until your assignment is fulfilled. No curse can override it. No scheme can outsmart it. No darkness can outlast it. The shield is active because the author of your destiny has declared, "This one belongs to me." N. And this protection is not just external, it is internal. God is protecting your mind from collapsing under pressure. That's why, even in moments of chaos, a whisper of peace remains. He is protecting your heart from becoming bitter, so that even after betrayal, love still flows through you. He is protecting your vision, keeping your eyes fixed on promise when everything around you tries to blur it. Have you noticed how certain accidents didn't happen? How certain choices you almost made suddenly fell apart? How certain paths you almost took were blocked at the last minute? That wasn't coincidence, that was providence. Divine hands steering you away from danger you didn't even recognize. And here's something you must grasp. Protection is not always comfortable. Sometimes it looks like rejection. Sometimes it feels like delay. Sometimes it looks like loss. But underneath, it is preservation. God removes what would harm you, even when you thought it was good for you. He shuts doors that would have led you astray. He silences voices that would have poisoned your spirit. It feels painful in the moment, but later you look back and say, that was mercy. Take comfort in this. Your path is not fragile. You don't have to walk in paranoia, wondering when the next attack will come. The shield is not something you need to build in your own strength. It is already established. You are held in the palm of his hand, and no force can snatch you away. So rest. Truly rest. Lay your head down at night without fear of what tomorrow brings. You don't need to rehearse every possibility, to guard against every shadow. God himself is guarding you. He who never sleeps and never slumbers is standing watch. And if he blocked the last weapon, he will block the next. If he protected you yesterday, he will protect you tomorrow. His faithfulness does not expire. His shield does not weaken. You are safe. You are covered. You are not alone. Protection was never meant to leave you standing in the same place. If God shielded you, it's because he intends to reveal you. If he blocked the weapon, it's because he's preparing to crown the victory. Transformation is already in motion. Look at yourself closely. You are not who you were before the storm. You carry scars, yes, but those scars have become proof of survival. You walk differently now, more aware, more discerning, more anchored in faith. That shift in your spirit is the first sign of fulfillment, but this is only the beginning. Imagine stepping into a season where the weight you've carried begins to lift, where what once felt impossible suddenly becomes natural, where prayers you whispered in private begin to unfold in public. That's where you are heading, a place where divine alignment causes everything to click into place. The failed weapon is the prelude to this unveiling, because when what was meant to destroy you collapses, it clears the stage for what was meant to reveal you, and soon, the stage will not be empty. It will hold your testimony, shining like a beacon. Picture a harvest field after a violent storm. Broken branches litter the ground, but the roots remain. Then, slowly, green shoots push upward. Fruit begins to appear. The storm didn't kill the soil, it nourished it. That's what's happening in your life. The battle watered the ground with tears, and now the seeds of destiny are bursting through. This transformation will not be subtle. People who thought they knew you will be startled. They'll see the radiance in your face, the authority in your voice, the clarity in your steps, and they'll wonder, how did this happen? What they won't realize is that the fire forged it, the shield preserved it, and the hand of God released it. Fulfillment doesn't just mean blessings arriving. It means you arriving at a higher version of yourself. A self who no longer bows to fear. A self who no longer compromises for approval. A self who carries faith like armor and love like fire. And when you reach this place, it won't just change you. It will ripple outward. Your family will feel it. Your community will notice it. Even strangers will encounter you and sense something holy surrounding your presence. That's what fulfillment looks like. It is destiny overflowing, touching lives you never even planned to touch. But here's the most powerful part. Fulfillment is not the end of the story. It's the continuation. God doesn't bless you just to satisfy you. He blesses you to send you, to place you as a light in places still covered by shadows, to make you a living testimony that weapons can form and still fail, that storms can rage and still break into peace, that darkness can press in and still be pierced by light. This is where your story is heading, toward a place of undeniable clarity, undeniable fruit, undeniable evidence that you were kept for such a time as this. So lift your head, straighten your shoulders, look forward. You are walking into the season where your scars become your song, your trials become your testimony, and your survival becomes your sending. This is fulfillment. This is transformation. And it is happening now. Take a moment. Breathe deeply. Let every word you've heard settle into your spirit like seed falling into fertile soil. The story has been spoken. The prophecy has been unveiled. The weapon failed, and God blocked it. Now, it's time to walk forward, carrying not just information, but transformation. To anchor this truth, I want to give you affirmations, short, powerful declarations you can repeat aloud until they become part of your heartbeat. These are not empty words. They are spiritual weapons, shields of light, echoes of heaven's decree. Say this with me. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Say it again until it burns into your soul. Now declare, I am preserved. I am protected. I am purposed. Let it ring inside you. And one more. What God has written for me cannot be erased. This is the anthem of your future, the melody of your survival, the song of your destiny. Carry these with you. Whisper them when you feel doubt. Speak them when fear rises. Declare them when shadows try to creep in. Let them be the rhythm of your days and the guard over your nights. And now, let me bless you. I speak peace over your mind. May no storm steal your clarity, nor unsettle your heart. I speak strength over your body. May fatigue lift and energy flow like fresh rivers through your veins. I speak joy over your spirit. May laughter return. May hope rise. May light spill out of you wherever you go. I speak protection over your path. May every hidden trap collapse before you step into it. May every arrow shatter midair. May every plot dissolve before it can form. And above all, I bless your destiny. May the fullness of what God has ordained come alive in your lifetime. May you see it, live it, and testify of it. Walk now with confidence. Not the fragile confidence of human pride, but the unshakable confidence that comes from being carried in the hands of the Almighty. The weapon failed. God blocked it. The story is not over. It is only beginning. Go in peace. Go in power. Go in promise.